is indeed. He
big story.
well, it was a big enough story for the weekend. He hooked up with a girl band member, newly single. Lots of fans on Twitter, always interested to see who he's hanging out with. So yes.
But you were hoping for something, I suspect, a little bit juicier than that.
Well, I mean, you can get access to them through Twitter and through Facebook and things, and through pack pictures. But it's only sometimes do you get a direct line to what's really going on. You have to run everything by their PRs. So.
Oh, yeah, PRs. Do PRs enter your world, Jenny?
Certainly not to the same extent I would have thought.
No, I mean, this is, I suppose, it's not quite the social media world, but I put it to you, Hannah, that much of the so-called gossip you print, and I read it and I enjoy it thoroughly, is not actually gossip because it's often planted.
It's often based on news, I like to think. We do lots of celebrity-based stories based on facts that we get from Twitter or sources, I suppose, and bits of information that come to us via PRs or sometimes via the celebrities themselves.
Yes, I mean, some celebrities are absolutely superb self-publicists. I could name a few who appear never to leave the house without a photographer in tow, and actually become famous almost on the strength of how frequently their own manufactured photographs are printed. That does happen, doesn't it?
Indeed, you get paps and photographers who are tipped off as to the exact times and places a celebrity will be and what they'll be wearing, and sometimes who they'll be with if they've got a new love interest on their arm. And then that's often how we get hold of pictures.
But you're not really getting, I mean, they want you to get hold of them.
Sure.
So it's not really gossip because it's entirely public, isn't it?
It's a kind of little cycle. The celebrities are feeding us, and sometimes we're feeding the celebrities, and often they cause publicity themselves.
And it sometimes works in the way that you will ring somebody's representative up and say, I've got a story about blank. And they'll say, well, we don't want you to print that, but why don't you print this?
Yeah, sometimes it can work in a bit of a trade-off in that if a PR doesn't want a particular story to come out about the celebrity they're looking after, they will give you another piece of information that they hope will eclipse the original story, and that's where the bartering starts.
So, Jenny, what do we, the non-celebrity readers, get out of all this stuff?
Well, that's a good question. There's some psychologists who suggest that it's actually a sort of a hangover from evolution. We evolved gossip to learn about potential mates and potential rivals, and that's sort of hardwired into our brain, and our brain just hasn't caught up yet with how available information is about celebrities, and through social media, Twitter, Facebook, that sort of thing. Our brains are still figuring out what's going on and how we use that information.
But often, I mean, I'm just speaking personally, but perhaps other people are with me here, I can get real pleasure out of seeing somebody rich and attractive having a hard time. I mean, let's be honest, we enjoy that, don't we?
Oh yes, absolutely. And part of how we work out, how good we are in life is by comparing ourselves with other people, and we'll do that with everyone that we come across. But obviously with celebrities, we've got a wealth of information we can use to do this, and it makes us feel better if we can feel better than celebrities.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a particularly pleasant side of human nature, though, that is it? To see interesting people having a difficult time.
No, it's not, and I think with any media you consume, you have to think about, what we can get from it, but also what some of the dangers are as well.
When you, Hannah, know that somebody in the public eye is actually having a hard time, and maybe it's a health issue, maybe it's a very personal matter, would you come back from that and not necessarily publish it?
Absolutely. Like I said, we run everything by the celebrities' PR, and if it's a personal issue, especially health, we respect the decision not to go public with it. And there's lots of stories that come by us that we choose to ignore and walk away from. We do have a social responsibility as well. It's not just about sort of generating headlines and providing gossip for sort of people. You do have the social responsibility as well.
And Jenny, when we talk about our peers, what's that all about?
We can learn a lot about how to act in social situations and how to act in our social group. If you think about your first day at a new job, how do you learn about who to avoid, who to pal up with, who you shouldn't send emails to, who always talks on the phone, all those sorts of things. We can learn about that. We can learn to negotiate our social spaces by what we learn through gossip.
I'm wondering now quite what I would occupy my time with if I didn't talk about other people, Jenny. Any suggestions? It's actually a difficult one, isn't it? Because I don't think of myself as an unpleasant person, but of course I'm interested. Well, because I wouldn't think of myself as unpleasant, would I? I am interested in what other people are up to. Now, that's not fundamentally wrong, is it? It's natural.
Oh no, absolutely it's not wrong, and I think everybody does do it to some extent. People vary from person to person as to how much they gossip, but there's some research to show that actually an optimum amount of gossip is sort of in the middle. So we don't like people who gossip a lot, but actually we don't really get on with people who don't gossip at all either. So there's a happy medium.
Don't gossip at all, can't imagine what that's like. You've just come back from Marbella, Hannah. You are you're a trained journalist, and you've been to Marbella with the Towie lot.
Indeed, they've made their annual jaunt to Marbella in Spain, which is their mecca in the summertime. We had a few journalists had a few interviews with the cast, and then had a night out before the cameras started rolling. And during our dinner and jaunt to the club, it was like an episode of Towie was happening in front of our eyes. There were fights, there was snogging, there was arguments. So it was interesting to see that everything we see on these shows isn't all made up.
Isn't it?
Well, I mean, suddenly there were romances and fights happening, and I'm sure the producers were kicking themselves that they didn't have the cameras rolling there and then.
And what's your next big assignment? Oh, it's tonight, isn't it?
Is what the Glamour Awards tonight. So the Hollywood's toast will be descending on London for the awards, which should be quite exciting.
But nothing will appear in the Daily Mirror tomorrow that hasn't gone through somebody's PR.
All come from the horse's mouth on tape, video recorded on tape themselves. So we'll be doing interviews on the red carpet, and we'll be direct for sporting.
Thank you very much. I'm still getting over the fact that Louis Thompson's had the night out with someone. Thank you very much, Hannah. Thank you, Jenny, as well. And you're both on the same panel at the Science Festival, which is when? When's that?
This Friday.
Right, enjoy it, hope you as well. Now, the drama, Linus's teenage niece, Lolo, believes the story of the film Casablanca is being reenacted in their lives.
When I told Alice the story of my life, I said, I'm going to give you the edited version. No, I want to hear all of it, she said. So I began again with where I'd come from, and then told her why I'd left. She said she could imagine it, the small houses shoulder to shoulder on the spit of land, their backs towards the sea. The people also gathered together, shoulder to shoulder, against what came. I said to her, my life began when I left 8, when I met you. She looked at me with her green eyes that seemed to see right inside me. You realize, she said, leaving home isn't just a matter of buying a ticket or filling up the car. It isn't as easy as that.
I thought I told you never to play that in here.
I asked him to play it.
Alice, you know this man?
It's been a long time, hasn't it, Linus? I just wanted to hear it again. Aren't you even going to say hello?
How are you, Alice?
Afiz, this is Linus.
How do you do? I've heard a lot about you. Really?
Linus and I knew each other a long time ago.
That's right, so long ago I can hardly remember. Where was it now, Alice?
Oh, can you remember? London?
Oh yes, London. How time flies. What brings you here?
In fact, I have an appointment with Mr. Trench here. In fact, he should be here soon.
Yes, well, he's buzzing around here somewhere. In the meantime, can I get you something to drink?
Not for me.
Alice, then, you still like champagne?
You see, you do remember.
Some things you can't forget. No matter. There's your Mr. Trench. Just sat down.
I'll go over there.
I wish you all the luck of the Irish.
You're saying I can't trust him?
Well, let's just put it this way.
Don't mind Linus, Afiz. He can be cynical.
That's right, Afiz. Don't mind me.
Then, say goodbye.
But it's weird.
No, it's a tomb.
Jason, something's happened.
Don't look at me like that, Linus, please.
So what happened? You couldn't stay away?
You don't understand, and I doubt you'll listen.
Yeah, and you know why? Oh yeah, we were going to start a new life together and everything was going to be wonderful. Only it didn't work out that way. But that was a long time ago. I'm sure you had your reasons.
Yes, I did. Are you willing to hear them?
No, I don't think I am. What would be the point?